didn't bring the printout sheet for it, but last night I came across a poem, and I wanted to read it to you because I think it kind of sets the stage for our lesson today and what we've been talking about. And we're going to do a little bit of a fun thing before we get into our lesson 2 about gifts. In our first lesson, we studied about that Scrooge wasn't a very giftful person, was he? He was what? What was Scrooge in lesson 1? Was selfish, wasn't he? He was selfish. He was selfish, so I don't think Scrooge gave anybody any gifts. Do you think he gave anybody any gifts? No, I don't think he gave anybody any gifts either. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the second lesson, which was on what? What was our second lesson on? Starts with the letter R.
Yes.
Regret. We studied about regret, and he had regrets. And as my kind friend here said last week, a lot of times our regrets come from what? What do our regrets come from when we sit back and we think about regrets? Where do our regrets come from?
Something we did wrong.
Something that we did wrong. Something that we did wrong. Yeah, so that was the first 2 lessons in the day. We're going to talk about repentance. We're going to look at the next part of it. But before we get started with that, because I wasn't sure how our time was going to go, and I really, really thought this would be a fun thing to do, we're going to talk about gifts, and we're going to talk about a birthday, because, you know, in the first one, Scrooge's nephew invited him to a party, didn't he? And Scrooge didn't want to go. Scrooge didn't want to go to the party. He thought it was what?
A humbug.
A humbug. Yes, all humbug. So we're going to talk about that. And do you have to be? Okay, Maestro, we're ready to go.